when it comes to race in America, I do not believe that the average American is a racist, but I do believe that the average American is woefully ignorant, undereducated about race in America. At the end of the Civil War, Tecumseh Sherman promised 40 acres and a mule to every former slave. With that 40 acres and a mule, those former slaves would have had a chance to be integrated into the economy as free people. Most of them were not given it. Even those who were given it, it was then taken away. Black code laws were passed in the American South, which made sure that former slave population would live in subpar economic and political and social circumstances. The lynchings, the Ku Klux Klan, the John Birch Society. By the end of that century, white supremacy was institutionalized in the American South. Segregation was institutionalized. This lasted from the end of the Civil War in 1865 all the way until the 1960s and Martin Luther King and the Civil Rights Movement. And yes, progress has been made. I don't want to minimize the sacrifice, the struggles, or the progress of any of our ancestors. Much progress occurred with the Civil Rights Act, with the Voting Rights Act, but we need to be aware that it's time to take the next step and to realize that in many ways, when it comes to race in America, we're sliding back. When it comes to race in America, in 2013, this Supreme Court actually began chipping away at the Voting Rights Act, which is why all these voter suppression efforts are among us today. Since World War II, Germany has paid $89 billion in reparations to Jewish organizations. They can't make the Holocaust not have happened, but those reparations have been an important part of reconciliation between Germany and the Jews of Germany and the rest of Europe. In 1988, Ronald Reagan signed the American Civil Liberties Act, where every person who was surviving, who had been interned in the Japanese internment camps during World War II, were given $22,000. We need more in our generation than small random acts of kindness. We need huge strategized acts of doing the right thing. There is still a debt to be paid. We need to pay reparations for slavery.